Airsoft GI would like to thank our sponsors.
All right, I'm Bob the X-Man Hildebrand here with KWA Mike at actually the Sphinx portion of this booth. Now I'm really excited. Tim got to fire the Sphinx Sdp. I did not, but he would not stop talking about it. So why don't you tell me as much as you can about this Sphinx line of pistols?
You missed out. What we have here is the Sdp series. It's actually going to come in 3 standard lengths. You have the subcompact configuration, you have the compact configuration, and then you have the standard configuration. And obviously, you know, what you see here are the pistols. Now, the subcompact, despite it being a smaller platform, it's actually a very, very comfortable gun to shoot. It's very thin. And actually, the internal components are actually the same as some of the other larger versions of the Sdp. Now that's really important because when you're going for a service gun, that trigger pull and the way that trigger breaks, it has to be, well, ideally it should be the same as what you have for your backup gun. So let's just say you're on duty, you're carrying your compact or your standard pistol, and you're used to shooting that, but then for concealed carry you have your subcompact. You want to know that when you draw it, it's going to point in the same direction. You're not going to be worried about any grip angle changes, and it's actually going to, and the way the trigger squeezes and the way it manipulates, it's going to be the same as your duty one. And the magazines are obviously compatible, which is nice. And what we have here is a 12+1 configuration, so you can have 12 rounds of 9mm inside that little pistol. And it has the same double action, single action configuration, and there's a decocker that's located as well.
Now, before we go on, I should mention that these are actually real steel pistols. KWA is coming out with a Sphinx Sdp, but this is actually the entire lineup of the real steel pistol. So, moving on.
Yeah. And what we have here is the Sdp Compact. It's the right size for those who want to carry something on their hip, out in the open. You know, when you're law enforcement, military. The same configuration. It is a very, very, very accurate pistol. Now, the unique setup of these pistols is it has a steel slide, aluminum frame, upper frame I should say, and a polymer lower frame. Now, this provides a little bit more weight saving, so when you're holding it, it's not going to, feel like a brick in your hand.
True.
And just like with the Airsoft one, you actually have the grip, which can increase or decrease the length and the width of the grip itself. And all the pistols that we have here are configured for double action and single action. And what's nice about this is that it's configured with the special Defiance Sites. Now, these Defiance Halo sights, which stands for H3 Adaptive Luminescent Optics. Now, what these do is these actually have fiber optic and tritium configured together. Okay, they're integrated together. Now, the idea behind fiber optics is when you have daylight and the light pours into the fiber optic, it allows you to be able to see the front sight more clearly. Now, we actually have the tritium mounted towards the user end. A lot of other designs right now, they have the tritium on the away from the shooter, and the problem is that you don't have a very good efficient light transmission. So what's nice about this is you have the tritium in the center, and the reason why we have the halo is once that light pours in, you actually get a halo effect of the fiber optic around the tritium. So when you're in daytime shooting, you see the halo, and as soon as it becomes night, the center, it's always illuminated because it's tritium, which is a radioactive substance. But once the lights dim, that tritium is going to be seen.
That is amazing. So you've got day and night sights on there.
Exactly. And so, and it's really important to see, especially, let's just say this is the front and that's the rear, you actually have the tritium in the rear and with the fiber optic in the front. So that light transmission is going to be very apparent when you're transitioning from day to night. And another thing is that all these sights, if you notice, they're low profile. Some other platforms, they're a little bit larger, and with ours, we were able to maintain a size that's still fairly compact.
And I almost forgot something really awesome. Now, there are some pistol suppressors at this booth, which might just be coming out today, or at least be released today. Mike, tell me all about it.
Okay, what we have here is an example of the APS series, for the pistols. APS, and the idea is these are adjustable, and normally when you mount a suppressor to a host firearm, you have a shift in point of impact. Okay, what these pistol series has is an adjustment system, and it's a 12-point point of impact adjustment system. So when you're firing, because you'll have a shift in the point of impact, you can remove the suppressor, make the adjustment on the internal component, reattach it, and you'll be able to bring that point of impact closer to where you originally had with your actual firearm. So that's really important, because when you're going in operation and you're using your standard pistol, and for whatever reason you need to suppress your pistol, all you got to do is attach the suppressor, and you know that wherever you're aiming with those iron sights, you will hit exactly where you hit previously with the pistol that was unsuppressed. So that's really important, because you want that transition to be seamless.
Absolutely. That's a very good feature to have. I mean, you don't want to have any doubts about your gear when you're using it, so that is very impressive. Now, I'm assuming for the Airsoft version, we're not going to have that feature, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well that.
No, what we have here is we're going to have Airsoft versions of these suppressors as well, and it'll be able to provide people options with how they want to dress up their guns.
Now, I believe for Airsoft that would actually be a barrel extension, correct?
Yeah, mock suppressors. They will be absolutely mock suppressors, and it's just to make sure that we comply with all the laws of the land.
That's the Chris Vector.
This has the Defiance can, and this is the dedicated one for the Vector itself. And this is part of the HPS series.
Really? Now, this may be a stupid question, but are you guys going to release that for Airsoft?
And that's the plan. So what we want to be able to do is to have the mock suppressors for the Airsoft version of the Vector.
Okay, now I'm assuming those will actually be barrel extensions, correct?
Right. Well, they'll be mock suppressors. Right now, we're still working out on the details of how we're gonna what kind of configurations we'll have for the products.
Okay, fair play. Well, I'm very excited about that. I wish I could get my hands on a Chris Vector. We basically sold them all out to our customers, so hopefully the next run I can get one.
That's great sacrifice.
You should have seen the photo of our head tech Frank, like being told he couldn't get one. He was one unhappy camper, and we actually used that photo to promote it, just telling our customers we care about you guys. So,
we're getting them out as soon as we can. Over the next few months, we're going to get more and more shipments, and we understand even internally, we wanted the gun so badly, and we had guys who missed out on them as well, and we just want to make sure that everyone can get their hands on it, so we're working as quickly as we can.
Honestly, I just appreciate the fact that it was out by Christmas.